All right, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Akeen, and welcome to today's final blog. Here to give you my top 5 defensive tackles heading towards the 2013 NFL Draft. I have some studs for you coming up. Starting at number 5, I'm gonna go with Jesse Williams out of Alabama. I think some people might bump him up at number 4, but I have to put him at number 5. I think he's a decent player overall. He's coming out of the country of Australia, but he came into the football world at Alabama. Had a great career as a Crimson Tide member, did help this team win a national championship. I think he's a powerful player, but he does not have too much experience. That's why I had to put him at number 5, but I still think he's going to be selected at least by the 3rd, 4th round of this year's NFL Draft. At number 4, I'm going to go with John Hankins of the Ohio State. Ohio State went undefeated this season, and he was a good factor on that defensive tackle position for the defensive side for the Buckeyes. I think he's a great player with a lot of potential, but he kind of wear and tears himself down a little bit. He kind of wears down coming towards the end of the game and loses fatigue. Sometimes I'm a little bit worried about his work ethic and his weight and keeping up with his weight. If he maintains his weight, I think he'll become a dominant defensive tackle. But it really depends. If he's lazy, he will continue to get fat and be out of shape to play football. But I really think he could be like a Dontari Poe, like how he was as a rookie. I think he's a decent player. I think he could be an upcoming player in the National Football League if he just maintains his weight and has a good work ethic. At number 3, I'm going to go with Missouri's Sheldon Richardson. This kid is a tenacious player, and he has a lot of strength. 31 reps at 225, and he also runs a 5-flat 40. I think he's a good player. He does not really break down too well in the open field. He's more of an interior player, and yes, he is at the defensive tackle position. Also, he needs to work on not using too much of his strength. He relies a little bit too much on his strength instead of the technique of getting past past the blockers. I think if he works on using his hands more and not trying to rely too much on strength, he will be just fine. He just needs to get his technique and trying to get around blockers and evade them, getting and wrecking havoc in that backfield. At number 2, I'm going to go with Sharrif Floyd out of Florida. I think a lot of people, including myself, believe he will be the first defensive tackle taken. But the reason why I have him my number 2 is because my number 1 guy, I really think he's like a Haloti Ngata player. But going back to Sharrif Floyd, he's a great player, and he's a good 3-5 technique type of caliber player at the defensive tackle position. Very versatile. I like him a lot. But he's not like my number 1 player, who is Star Tuatuli. I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce your name. The defensive tackle out of Utah. For the past 2 seasons in that Pac-12 conference, he has been wrecking havoc in that line of scrimmage. He reminds me so much of Haloti Ngata. Very powerful and agile for a man of his size. 6'3" at 310 pounds. He's a good plug-in in the interior line of scrimmage. I think he's a great defensive tackle. Now, he's not going to be like a master sack player, a master sack master at making sacks, because he's more used as a plug-in type of guy and causing problems in the run game and wrecking havoc in the line of scrimmage, creating opportunities for the defensive ends and the linebackers to attack the quarterback. He's going to be used a little bit differently at this defensive tackle position. I still think he's a phenomenal athlete. Another concern and the reason why he might not be selected, not even in the 1st round of this year's NFL Draft, is because of the medical issues in his history. He has a little bit of a heart condition, and that's why a lot of people dropped him outside of their top 5. I still think he's a premier athlete, and he is worth the selection. Yes, it's a little bit of a medical risk, but I still think he's a great athlete. He reminds me so much of Haloti Ngata, and who is a dominant defensive player for the Baltimore Ravens, and I think that Star can do the same in the National Football League for any teams in the league. Now, next time I'm going to catch you guys is going to be on Monday, where I'll head to the next level of the defense, talking about the outside linebackers as well as the inside linebackers. I'll catch you guys Monday. Thank you for watching today's vlogs. I'm your man, Akeen McCall. Be easy.